about Rob Sayers is always going to ask you how you're doing before you ask him how he's doing. He always will ask about your family first. He's always going to always be talking about you more than you're talking about him. When you talk about Rob Sayers, I think you definitely have to talk about where he comes from. Okay? Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you're not familiar with Bridgeport, Connecticut, I think in the 90s, per capita, it was rated as the most dangerous city in America. Bridgeport, Connecticut. I first met Rob in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I think when we first met, we were probably competitors more than comrades. But that's usually how it goes. Shortly after that, we decided to embark on a journey on the road. I think it was probably our first road trip together. Both teenagers. Rob may have been just old enough to buy a pack of cigarettes. I was probably right behind him. I'm not sure exactly, but I think it was right about that. So we embarked, didn't really know where we were going. I think he mentioned we had a bag phone or something. $30 a minute, maybe. Use it as an emergency only. So we headed out south. The only thing we really knew was, of course, 95 south. We headed through Maryland, and really our main first destination was, of course, the Carolinas. And if you know about Pool, the Carolinas always have quite an amazing history. I think our first stop was a trailer or a trailer park in the Carolinas, where we stayed with a man named Randy, his uncle Heart Trouble, Randy's wife Lisa, and their daughters Bebop, Candy, and Moser. I said, Rob, I know we're not back home anymore. So it was great. We spent some time there in Carolinas. And Rob, by the way, I think this is the farthest row of Rob's ever drank. I don't think this is like salt for some of us, Providence, but this is very north for Rob. Providence is like, if he goes any further north than Providence, I don't know, I think he might even consider it. Has he ever even lived in Boston? But anyways, the further south we went, I think the better Rob seemed to do. He was fitting right into the Carolinas. So we spent some there in North Carolina, and then I think our next stop might have been South Carolina, in another trailer. And I think it was a trailer on a lake in South Carolina, and we were staying with a couple gentlemen named Jimmy Smith and Jimmy Hathaway. On the trailer we were staying, in the room I was staying, there was a drawer, and I really didn't be saying this, but there was a drawer, and I opened up the drawer, and there was a book in there, and it was basically literature about the Ku Klux Klan or something, I don't know. We were, these were pool backers. This was this was sort of the pool underworld. It's not, we all sort of know it. It's not such a bad thing, but so they definitely took a liking to Rob, and Rob, and he's, which I guess, we were northerners in the South, and this was like a South Carolina crew of, sort of the underworld of the pool, and they were sort of steering us around, and Rob had an accomplishment. He had a tournament there where he played, and it was a big regional event, and he ended up coming second to Johnny Archer. It was a very big tournament. He was very young. It was the first tournament he played out there. It was a really amazing accomplishment of that particular tournament where he came in second. So we had obviously some times there in South Carolina, and he was a Puerto Rican in the South, and and Jimmy Smith and Jimmy Hathaway, they were very southern, and they were this older gentlemen, and I don't know what happened, but it was one night where I'm not sure exactly what he did to piss Jimmy Smith off, but I don't know if you remember this, but of course you're going to remember this, but I think it was our time to maybe at least take a break from South Carolina. He did a great time there in Florida, and he really fit in, and then we headed back north, just share a little bit about our time together, and introduce him. So Rob, it's amazing, that's great, and congratulations.
around the world. Saved my life. Brought me from a rough part of town in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And there's a lot of positive before me. And I'm proof. Still here. I still play pool. I have my daughter now. I had an amazing story of life with this pool. Just took me everywhere. I'm just fortunate to still be here, and I'm blessed, and I'm making sure to stay. Not talking about God in front of a lot of people. And I just want to thank everyone for coming. And I'll have many years more to come. I'm Mike, you're on point. Miss you, and great season.
Let's keep it going for Mr. Rob Sayers.
I thank Bobby for being here because he knew me from day one. I'm a wonderful
All right, folks, before we move on to our next segment, we do want to get a couple of photos. Can we have all of our inductees and special guests back up here? We are going to take a couple of photos. That's everyone, please. After we conclude our photo segment, I am going to ask everyone, we are going to reface the room. We're going to play some pool. We got some feature action going on our feature table here. So stand by for that. remind you really quickly that Sky is still going around with the tickets for that Just You, and that is how we are able to do these events like we do this weekend. And we appreciate all of you guys helping out and supporting this event. And also, if I can ask you guys to help us out, we are going to have some staff come in here. We're going to reface the room. We're all going to get on the table and play some pool and have some fun. So if I could ask you guys, whatever you brought with you, move it out of the main area. We're going to reface the room and have some fun. Thank you very much. One more time for our inductees, Rob Sayers, Kevin Ema, and David Baker.